Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans.
Caution is out at Talladega for a grinding crash in the back straightaway leading to turn 3. It happened behind the race leaders, but there is the point standing leader, Jeff Gordon. Michael Waltrip, Joe Nemechek, Sterling Marlin was in it. There are few single car incidents at Talladega, and this one took out a number of top contenders. Marlin is out, Greg Sachs, Ricky Rudd, Earnhardt's car with right rear damage. And Mark Martin, the second place point man, is a mess. Michael Waltrip scrapes against the wall. Here's Ted Musgrave with the right front down. Robert Presley, second place point man Martin. Earnhardt still rolling and perhaps able to run. And Martin, if he can keep that car going, able to pick up a bunch of points on Jeff Gordon. It looks like whose day is done. Derek Cope in, and where's the third place point man, Dale Jarrett? Let's go to Dick Berggren.
He was entered as well.
Lots of damage to the back end of Dale Earnhardt's car. The fuel fill area is okay. Spoiler and trunk are not. They are critical aerodynamically here. Stevie Burgess has hold of that aerodynamic spoiler, trying to pull it back. Well, this is shades of Daytona, guys. This thing is all beat up, and this is the same car Earnhardt was upside down with at Daytona. A lot of damage. Most of it is aerodynamically critical. Mike?
Well, if they can get Earnhardt around a couple more laps, it'll mean a bunch of positions, because there are a number of cars that are just not going anywhere.
You can see him pulling the right rear corner out there with the pry bar, trying to get the fender itself off the end tire there. That's Darrell Waltrip's car, the 17 there.
And
a lot of damage. Lake Speed's car being pushed in. This was a major wreck.
And Gordon's car will be hooked up to the wrecker and towed in. Let's see if we can figure out how this got started. Behind the leaders coming off turn 2.
Everything looks good here so far, but everything's coming along fine. Coming off of turn 2, heading down the backstretch. Tight running as they've been all day.
Jeff Gordon there in the 24 comes over, touches the 98 car.
Gets into Marlin.
He hit John Andretti first, and it looked like it triggered just a chain reaction. You see Earnhardt in trouble there. He makes contact on Gordon.
Here's Trickle.
There's Trickle going backwards. You see the roof flaps employ.
There's Jarrett way down in the grass in 88, and up in the air, Jeremy Mayfield.
Car number 37. And there's Jimmy Spencer. There's Marlin.
There was a car hooked onto Marlin's hood. There's Jarrett sliding back up on the track as Steve Grissom whizzes by up near the wall. Bill Elliott trying to get to a stop, and Ted Musgrave with right front damage. And Bobby Hamilton rolling slow. Here's another look. Look right on the left edge of your screen.
Right out here.
Did he get bumped?
He did get bumped just a little bit by Ricky Craven.
His teammate. It's possible that there was contact front to rear. Let's see from Craven's
car. Let's ride and we will see down the back straightaway. You're riding with Craven.
Oh, there's the bump.
Contact between John Andretti and Jeff Gordon.
There was no contact between Craven and Gordon. Wow. From Mark Martin's car. Bumps against Ernie Irvin there as Irvin woes up. Martin trying to drive his way through it.
Oh, there's Sterling Marlin. Hard impact there. Ernie Irvin had nowhere to go.
And Martin gets hit again by Lake Speed. Wow. Here's another look. Watch John Andretti's car right there, coming over and touching Jeff Gordon. That initiated it.
Gordon went into the 4 car of Sterling Marlin. Gordon hits Earnhardt. Spencer, 31 car, Mike Skinner gets involved. And Jeremy Mayfield, his car goes up and over. There's Jarrett down on the inside. He slides back up on the track. Wow.
Let's ride and listen with Ricky Craven.
just kept getting hit. Says, when is it going to stop?
Buddy, it looked from that replay, buddy, from Craven's car as if it was Gordon who swerved left toward Andretti.
That's what I thought when I first looked at it. It looked to me the 24. That's why we thought he might have got bumped from behind. He moved over so quickly there on the back straightaway. I thought maybe somebody touched him from behind, but we clearly see nobody did.
Now in the Winston Cup points chase, Gordon's car is on the record. Steve Meal, Jimmy Fennig, and the Roush team trying to get Mark Martin back into this race, because if he can run even a few laps, he'll pick up several positions on the cars that have stopped.
I can tell you that's going to take a while, because that was a violent crash over there. When he got into Sterling Marlin, we didn't have to say a word, just the sound alone.
And there's Mark Martin out of the car, talking to his crew.
And here is Greg Sachs and Sterling Marlin discussing the situation. You see Sterling pointing out what happened to him as Sachs wound up on top of Sterling's car there. And
you can see Sterling motion. The Gordon just sliced right over on him. Hand gesture kind of said it all.
Boy, look at the damage on that 4 car. It is wiped out.
Bill Stevens is with Mark Martin. Bill.
Mark, you definitely didn't need this. What happened?
They wrecked up ahead of me. It was bound to happen. I hate restrictor plate racing, man. The only way it seemed like we could run was 3 wide and sometimes 4 wide. And actually, the drivers had done a great job under the circumstances, but they put us in a bad situation when we have to run 3 wide lap after lap after lap. And you have to. I mean, you can't run 2 wide. The cars are too equal and they're blocked up and there's nowhere to go. So, I was just out there waiting for later on in the race to step on the gas. We had a good car, but not good enough, I guess.
They struggled all weekend, and Talladega claims another victim.
If you're going to tell me race drivers aren't athletes, you look at Mark Martin standing and talking there, talking to Bill calmly after what happened here. Now, what happens between these 2 cars?
You see Gordon there, all of a sudden he comes over there and he makes contact with the 98 there of Andretti.
I think the back end of Gordon's car got loose, buddy, as he came off of turn 2 and started down the backstretch, and he just sort of had to follow it, and it came down into Andretti.
Now, Mark Martin just took this hit. And he climbs out of that car and says, well, Bill, it happened like this.
Isn't that something?
What great shape these fellows are in, physically and mentally. They'll get this car back in the race if there's any way possible. Ralph Shaheen is with the point standing leader.
That would be Jeff Gordon. Jeff, can you tell me what happened out there?
I felt the left rear go just right before it turned sideways. I turned sideways, tried to save it, and I got into the 98, but the left rear tire blew. It's pretty obvious. You can look at the left rear, see it shredded. So why that happened, I don't know. I don't know if I had some contact or what, but it's pretty unfortunate. A lot of cars torn up, and this is exactly what we didn't need today.
But you're okay? It looked kind of like maybe your back end was loose before that, or did it just go all of a sudden?
Well, that's what happens when the left rear goes. That thing goes sideways. You got to have all 4 tires on these things. And I felt something get squirrely, and I didn't think it was like somebody hit me, and I tried to gather it up, and I knew right then something was wrong with the left rear. You probably won't be able to see because there's so many cars around me on the tape, but it's pretty obvious when you look at the left rear, it's shredded pretty good, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
All right, Jeff Gordon out of it.
Well, and that's what appeared to happen. Gordon's car suddenly slewing left, and that's the reason why.
Okay, let's explain that to people. I've had that happen before. You see DJ has a lot of damage to his car, but what happened to Gordon over there, he was going down the straightaway, and that tire went flat on him. He said it blew out going down the back straightaway. It goes over to the left, and that falls right on the wheel, and you don't have any traction whatsoever to the left side.
Dick Berggren.
Of the top 3 point leaders coming into today's race, only one of those men is